Alright folks, we have returned. Let's start chapter 3 of Oh Deadly Night. Oh, hold on Matthew, my phone is ringing. Go for Archer. Hey Matthew. Hey Lars, what's up buddy? Well, it seems as if I'm stuck in your victim's chimney. And someone just lit the fire. What? What do you mean you're stuck in our victim's chimney? It's kind of a long story and it's getting hot in here. Maybe we could talk about it later? Matthew, let's get Angela. We've got to head to our victim's house and rescue Lars before he turns into the Christmas roast. Bro, are you okay? You had us scared for a moment. No need to worry. With Matthew in charge, I knew I was in good hands. For Pete's sake, Lars! You promised me you wouldn't do that anymore! You see, Matthew, when we were in college, he decided to play Santa for the science department and shimmy down the chimney of our library. Only he ended up stuck, so I helped him out of it. It was love at first sight. You guys are too much. But now that Lars is safe, Matthew, we can get back to work. Let's search our victim's house and see if we find anything new. Dear Santa letter. Locked cell phone. Where's photo? There we go. You found a cell phone, Matthew? Could be the victim's. If you can unlock it, we'll find out. Look, Matthew, it's a Dear Santa letter. I used to write one every year, but he never answered. Are those crumbs on it? Let's vacuum them up to see who's been stealing Santa's cookies. And I've got a good feeling about that photo, if you can tape it up. Good, it's in good hands. What the? Is that our victim? That's one buff Santa. How can he have those abs with all the cookies he eats? It looks like he's reading through some files. Could those be the ones he stole from Nikolai? And who'd be watching him? You're right, Matthew. Besides you and me, the only other spy out here is Asal. Damn, that woman is sneaky. She had better been spying on those files and not those abs. Matthew, let's find Asal. About the surveillance photo she took. Marshal Matthew, it's nice to see you again. Jack, I'm still smiling after last night. You can cut the act. We found the surveillance photo you took of Nick. I guess you're not really out here to keep me warm, huh? Of course I am, Sugar Bear, but I also needed to do a little work while I was in town. You mean take photos of a half-naked man in a Santa suit? You call that work? I bet you didn't know the half-naked man in the Santa suit was also a highly skilled CIA operative. Santa was CIA? What was he doing out here? That's what I was trying to figure out. He was stationed here for 3 years to keep tabs on Cosmos, but my people started having their suspicions. I was asked to follow him and get intel. Unfortunately, I didn't get far before he was killed. Well, I'm sorry your investigation didn't go as planned. But how about cluing your man in on these things so I don't look like a total jerk in front of Marshal Matthew here? And she was eating a candy cane. Dear Santa, you suck. P.S. I ate your cookies. Matthew, that bag of crumbs you just vacuumed out the Santa letter is making me hungry. Look, there's a message written on the stationery. Dear Santa, you suck. P.S. I ate all your cookies. Whoever wrote this was not a fan of our victim. We need to find out who wrote this letter. So that means sending this sample to Lars. That is probably the funniest threat I've ever seen. Oh boy. EXB. Oh my goodness. There we go. 14. Great! You've unlocked our victim's phone. There's a text conversation between him and Yelena. She's calling him a cheater, and then sent a picture of a planet. Cosmonauts and their jokes. Clearly Nick was as puzzled as we are. Ooh, right. She sent him a picture of Uranus, which sounds like, you get it. Well, anyway, Matthew, we should go ask Yelena about her cosmic sense of humor. About her text conversation with the victim. Miss Tereshkova, we found the text conversation you had with the victim before he died. You seemed angry. What happened? What happened? I got heartbroken into many pieces is what happened. I met Nick at work and we became close. He was considerate. He listened to me. I was happy for I had the love of a man. But then I went ice skating at lake one night for cosmonaut exercise. And what did I see? Nick and blonde bartender Dominika, they were doing things on skates I didn't know were possible. And I don't mean double axles. So it was a crime of passion. You killed him because he cheated on you. No, I was angry but didn't kill him. Felons don't go to space. I'll let the bag of crumbs run its course. For now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright folks, we've returned. Let's get the results of the bag of crumbs. Matthew, thanks again for getting me out of that chimney. Did you know the first mention of Santa Claus delivering gifts through a chimney was in 1823 in the famous poem Night Before Christmas? That's cool, but we're short on time. We need to know about the cookie sample from the Santa letter, namely, who ate them. Ah, the cookies, another Christmas tradition, only that one dates back to medieval Europe. With the saliva left on the crumbs, I created a DNA profile. These crumbs were left by one Forrest sugar crystal. Forrest ate the victim's cookies and then wrote him that message? He's one angry elf. Alright, Matthew, we're off to see an elf about some cookies.
Save 10 when you spend 50 on toys at Target.
About the angry note he left. Mr. Sugar Crystal, we found the angry letter you left Nick, the one covered in crumbs. When I offered to help him with the Christmas thing, I didn't think he'd dump it all on me. Elves on ice skates, the Candy Cane Carnival, mulled wine Mondays, that was all me. Santa was too busy getting drunk and sleeping around to do his seasonal duties. He was on his own damn naughty list. Please don't tell us you killed him because he was a bad Santa. I didn't kill that fool, but I thought about it. We've been doing this for 3 long, cold years. I was over it. You can hang up your slippers for good if Marshal Matthew finds out you're the elf that killed Christmas.
Sorry, struck out. Edward Yamaguchi wants to see Basinski in jail, but he's not going to get your word. Edward was the last.
Matthew, it's almost Christmas, and we still don't know who killed our resident Santa Claus. My phone is ringing. I wonder if that's Lars again. Maybe he's stuck in someone else's chimney. Go for Archer. Matthew, there's a vigil planned for your victim this evening at the lake. The entire village will attend. If you don't hurry, any remaining evidence on the scene will be trampled and buried under the snow. Copy that, Ingrid. We're on our way. Matthew, we gotta get back to the lake by call, ASAP.
We had that conversation about how they like to break those with them. Well, for this, for most of the time I don't, but for this class, it was faster to write out my notes than like the different parts of purpose for my class was that I was so many words.
And he confessed of his own free will?
I encouraged him.
Okay. I think I see a clue. Yep. Aha. Links in the bucket. There we go. Matthew, it's a Christmas miracle we were able to get here and search the scene before anyone showed up. What'd you find? That tackle box is pretty packed with stuff, but I'm sure you'll find something in there. Do you think this fingerless glove can help? There's a red stain on it. I agree, Matthew. Better have a closer look at it before those silver bells strike midnight. Shotgun shot. Matthew, your hunch was right. You found what appears to be a shotgun sabot in the tackle box. If this sabot matches our murder, we could have just found part of our murder weapon. And the best part to confirm this is our weapons and ballistics expert, Jonah. This is our weapons and expert. 18 hours. Let's send the sample you grabbed from the fingerless glove to Lars. We need to find out who killed our claws.
So that one, you just eat it. After a while,
30 hours. See you when this is done. Alright folks, you've returned. Let's get the results of the scrap of paper. Did you find anything of note from that scrap of paper, Viola? Undoubtedly, I took a sample of that blood and can confirm the type matches the victim, meaning that paper was discarded by the killer. Good show, Matthew. Now I've had Evie look at those numbers. The numbers indeed. What did you find, Miss Holloway? Well, I'm rather squeamish when it comes to blood, Matthew, so I did my best to work around that. The sequence meant nothing at first, but then I identified the torn symbol, and voila, it's the emblem of the New Haven Hansom Cab Company. Hansom Cabs? A recently established company with a fleet of horse-drawn carriages, catering mainly for Concordia's wealthier residents. This paper is a fragment of a receipt for a hansom cab ride in New Haven. A rather handsome clue, Matthew. We're looking for a killer who uses hansom cabs. That's a new one. We're developing a clearer picture of both our killer and our victim, Matthew, but we need more evidence. It's obvious that Mr. Poe was not a happy man seeking medical and spiritual guidance on a regular basis. I'm inclined to agree, Matthew. If the victim was paying frequent visits to the doctor's office, it's probably worth another look. I'm going with Ace first. That's a partner, of course, and it looks like I already see a clue. Broken device. Doctor's bag. That locked doctor's bag must belong to Dr. Jones. I'm loath to pry into someone's private belongings, but perhaps it contains something relevant to this case. And this appears to be a broken device of some description, Matthew. We will need to put it back together to work out what it is. Looks like binoculars. What the devil is this contraption, Matthew? That plaque says it belonged to the victim, but besides that, I'm at a loss. These are exactly the newfangled gadgets that Charlie loves to play with. Let's have him look at this device. $12 hours as well. K3Y, 4ND, P1L. There we go. Well, that's kind of self-explanatory, now that you think about it. Matthew, is that a death certificate inside the doctor's bag? The certificate is for Valeria Poe, the victim's wife, but some of the details are obscured. Let's dust it off, post-haste. There was nothing more I could have done. You revealed a message written by Dr. Jones on Valeria's death certificate. There was nothing more I could have done. Keen observation, Matthew. This message was written in calligraphy. Add that to the doctor's profile. But for now, let us go ask the good doctor about this certificate. I wouldn't be surprised if Dr. Ezekiel Jones is the one who killed Mr. Poe, too. Marshal Matthew, you just caught me in time. I was about to hop into a Hansom Cat to get my suits to the laundry. They're beginning to smell like mothballs. How can I help you? We'd like you to explain this message you wrote on Valeria Poe's death certificate. Ah, yes. I probably should have told you about that. The truth is, as time passed, Mr. Poe's sadness turned to anger. He eventually started to blame me for Valeria's death. Poe demanded to see his wife's death certificate. It was nothing more than a tragic case of a young woman with a respiratory condition, but he refused to believe me. And someone like Poe accusing you of negligence could have destroyed your practice, could it not? What are you insinuating? I have nothing to hide. My patients trust my skills as a physician. My reputation is above reproach. I do hope you're telling the truth, Dr. Jones. If Marshal Matthews discovers you were involved with Mr. Poe's murder, your next posting will be in the prison infirmary. He just put himself in the running. I'll let the unknown device run its course. I'll have all the stars collected. Yep, I got the cat equipped. I'll see you guys then. Alright folks, we've returned. Let's get the results of the bullet sabot. Matthew, good eye spotting that sabot in the tackle box. What can you tell us about it? Is it part of our murder weapon? Since there isn't a bullet to compare with the sabot, I had to do some digging. I cross-referenced the gauge of the sabot with the size of the shot wound left on the victim. It's a match. Next, I ran the sabot through a chemical test and found a trace element of carbon dioxide. Now, I wasn't sure why there'd be dry ice in it. But then it hit me. No bullet, a sabot, and dry ice can only mean one thing. Your victim was killed by an ice bullet. An ice bullet? I thought that was an urban legend. Your killer found the way to create the perfect environment for this murder. The freezing cold temperatures on a water cartridge frozen with dry ice allowed for the bullet to remain intact until impact. Whoever did this knew what they were doing, with the exception of one thing. They accidentally left behind a little calling card on the sabot. Red glitter. Matthew, you know what they say. All that glitters is not gold, but it is our murderer. Five more seconds, this red liquid will finish. Matthew, it's almost Christmas, and Santa's Slayer is still at large, so I'll make this quick. The substance you collected on the glove is mulled wine, something you already know your killer likes to drink. Some killer, though, they didn't even cover their fingerprints. Too bad you haven't found any prints yet, but I found something interesting in that sample. There were faint traces of the Siberian holly cultivar mixed in with the mulled wine. The Siberian holly cultivar? What does that mean? That means your killer must have recently handled holly berries. We have seen people wearing holly and mistletoe pins. Matthew, our killer will be very sorry when you pin them down for good. Matthew, we've got all the evidence we need to lock up Santa's sniper. Let's do this. Nope. 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 It's a Saul. What the? A Saul? Don't tell me you killed Santa Claus. Jack, Sugar Bear, what are you talking about? Why would I kill Santa Claus? Don't play coy with me. Marshall Matthew found your blade guard covered in candy cane. I thought we had something special. Of course you do, darling, and I do love to ice skate, but that doesn't make me a murderer. Oh, really? Then how come we also found your red glitter all over the shotgun sabot you used to kill our victim? What do you have to say about that, huh? I say that you're starting to sound like a paranoid boyfriend. Jealousy is not a good look on you. Jealous of what? That bad boy Santa with six-pack abs, who's now dead because you wrapped your hot mulled wine hands around him? Why can't you just let things lie? Yes, I killed Nick. Now can you just please drop it? Drop it? You killed a guy and didn't think to tell me? Haven't you ever heard of pillow talk? There are just some things I can't say about my job. This is one of those things. Look, Nick was up to something with dangerous global repercussions, and I was just following Mossad orders. I'm sure you understand, Marshall Matthew. You assassinated a man, and you got caught by your boyfriend. If you would have told me from the start, we could have worked together, like couples do. Don't be so smug. You would have never caught me had I been on my own. This little relationship thing of ours threw me off my game. This is why I never date. How are we supposed to build a trusting relationship like this when we've got no choice but to arrest you? Do what you must. I'll be just fine. Fine then, Miss Asal Hawa, you're under arrest for the murder of Nick Kringle, aka Santa Claus. Asal Hawa, you were sent to this court to stand trial for the murder of Nick Kringle. Yes, however, I believe you've had a word with my superiors. Indeed, and as this court has a special relationship with certain security agencies, and with the understanding that operatives must sometimes go beyond the boundaries of the law for the welfare of international security, you've been granted immunity from this crime. It's all in a day's work, Your Honor. You're free to go, but I know that I find murder deplorable regardless of the situation. This case is dismissed. Matthew, I can't believe Asal is going to walk. How did she pull that off? I told you, Jack, I'd be just fine. Now can we forget all of this and go back to how we were this morning? This is a lot for me to take in right now. I need some space. Anyway, Matthew's right. Nick was involved in something big, and we need to find out why he made it on Mossad's hit list. Taking a look at the other ones. Yelena Tereshkova cleared at the third clue. Forrest Sugar Crystal, no Holly Pin. Dominika Snegorocha, no red glitter. Nikolai Sharapov cleared from the start. It was Asal Hawa. I'll see you guys for A Darkness Descends 3.